Hey everyone, welcome back to my second channel. Welcome back to Jack in the Books. Today I'm coming to you from LA, baby. We're in LA. I am here for a kind of book convention situation. It's with HarperCollins. They brought 115 book talkers to this one hotel that we're all staying in. It's gonna be a really fun weekend. I've arrived and I kind of have a free afternoon today because all of the festivities kick off at 5 p.m. today and it's 1 o'clock now. And here's the situation. So I brought some books with me on the plane and I read them all. I read all of the books that I brought with me on the journey here because as soon as I got to the airport, I just started reading and I didn't stop until I landed in LA, at LAX, with my dream and my cardigan. And so I need to get a book. And fortunately, there are some beautiful bookstores here in LA. So one of my favorites is called Book Soup. And while I realize LA is not especially walkable, I'm basically gonna try. The British person in me can't help but attempt it. Because I'm like, surely we can make the city walkable. It's an hour's walk, according to Google Maps. It may be along the highway. I'm gonna figure it out as I go, but to get there I have to go up kind of Rodeo Drive, which I thought would just be really cool because I'm staying in Beverly Hills. Sometimes I hear myself speak and I'm like, what? Like, how is this my life? How has this happened? But yeah, I basically thought I would attempt to walk it, and I will admit defeat if it's like actively unsafe. You know, if cars are like hurtling past me, beeping their horns, being like, why the hell are you walking along the highway? I will just call an Uber, but I'm gonna attempt it in the meantime. So I thought I would bring you guys along with me and have a little day in LA for a little solo reading afternoon. Just so cool. The hair's a little bit crazy today. Wearing this Uniqlo fit because I had no clothes. I had to do a last minute dash to the shops to get something to wear today. It's kind of the theme of the day, it seems. First things first, we need sun cream. This is from the Inky List. Its full government name is the Inky List Polyglutamic Acid Dewy Sunscreen SPF 30, hydrates, primes, and protects. That is so long you could add it to your fucking Goodreads. But like that could contribute to your annual reading goal. But it's just sun cream, and I think this is really, really great. Just because, let's not look at that. I haven't unpacked properly yet. Just because I don't know if anyone else has seen that filter on TikTok that makes you look like an old person. Traumatizing. Let me just tell you, I was wrinkly as hell. I was like, damn, I'm using my SPF now because I don't want to look like that. If that's a glimpse into my future, I don't want it. On my little side quest, I am going to listen to a book called Beautyland as an audiobook. It's basically about this kind of alien who has been sent to Earth to spy on Earthlings, but born to a human mother. She's basically like planted, I think, inside the woman who gives birth to her so that she can essentially spy on humankind, human characteristics, and society. One of my favorite books of last year was Orbital by Samantha Harvey, which is about people in a spacecraft kind of looking down at Earth and feeling weirdly protective over the planet that we call home once they have the vantage point of space. And I feel like this book is almost like the inverse of that, where it's like someone coming from space to the Earth and witnessing human behavior for the very first time and witnessing the planet that we exist on for the very first time and reporting back. And I feel like thinking about Earth as kind of like an academic or like scientific experiment or kind of something to observe is kind of an interesting take. So I thought I would listen to that. I have the physical book at home but not with me, so let's get walking. I am on Rodeo Drive. This is truly such a beautiful street. I can't get over it. Like, this is just a shopping street. I mean, not a shopping street for me, but a shopping street for somebody. Different tax brackets, you know? Somebody who drives this kind of a car. My analysis of Rodeo Drive is, firstly, this is so beautiful and clean. But secondly, everyone here is very gorgeously dressed, but also walks so incredibly slow. Oh my god, there's my management's office. Wait, that's so cool. Okay, UTA, I see you. My analysis of Rodeo Drive, I feel like I'm feeling more analytical because I'm listening to this book that is all about analyzing human behavior. Like, for example, it was just going on this kind of rant about how counterintuitive it is that human beings chose popcorn to be the cinema food, despite popcorn being like one of the loudest things you could possibly eat. And I'm like, honestly, that's a good point. Why did we choose that? Anyway, what I was gonna say is my analysis of Rodeo Drive, very beautiful, stunning. I liked that a lot. Not that I went into any shops, but it was nice to just kind of window shop, to just walk past them. But the slowest walkers I've ever experienced in my whole entire life, I was like, damn, this is gonna take 2 hours to do this hour-long walk if we continue at this pace. But now, smooth sailing. And actually, I feel like this is a bit of a result because I can walk along. Oh my God, that's so funny. I feel like I'm actually just in a movie. Like, I feel like I'm in Edward Scissorhands, you know, like Suburbia. I was worried about walking along this road, but it's actually beautiful. It's actually really stunning. Look at this. So it's all worked out. It's all coming up Millhouse. I have to say, LA is beating the not walkable allegations. The allegations that like I accused it of. I always felt like I couldn't live here because I am a walker through and through. I hate driving. I have a license, but I just never ever drive. But honestly, this is gorgeous. What a lovely day. So I realized while editing this that I never really gave you a full review of the book Beautyland, so I thought I would do it now. Basically, at first I struggled to get into it fully just because there was no discernible plot. And what I realized now after finishing the book is that there is kind of a through line, but the plot is not really that important to this book. It's more about the observations that it puts forward. So the concept is there is this alien figure called Adina who is put onto the Earth, and she is reporting on the Earth back to her superiors in space. So it's more kind of premise-led than plot-led. Like, you only really need to know that premise and then everything else sort of just makes sense. But what that premise facilitates is that the author is able to make a lot of observations about the way that human beings operate on an academic level. And so sometimes it's funny. Like, for example, she speaks about how we invented roller coasters. Wait, let me read it to you. I wrote it down on my phone. I was obviously listening as an audiobook, so I made my notes just in my notes app. But human beings did not think their lives were challenging enough, so they invented roller coasters. A roller coaster is a series of problems on a steel track. Upon encountering real problems, human beings compare their lives to riding a roller coaster, even though they invented roller coasters to be fun things to do on their days off. So it's quite witty and sharp in the way that it discusses human linguistics, like the way that we express ourselves and the kind of contradictions within that. So like describing your week as being a roller coaster because it's been tumultuous and chaotic, but then wait, aren't roller coasters something that you guys invented to have fun with? So those moments are enjoyable. And also Adina is like obsessed with dogs, and she just thinks that dogs are the best thing that the world has ever produced, which honestly, quite frankly, I agree. But my favorite part was when it spoke about the concept of misogyny and almost like this third party witnessing the way that society and specifically men and other women treat women and how sort of baffling that is. So at one point she says, "The ego of the human male is by far the most dangerous aspect of human society. This has been well documented." And then at a later moment, she talks about the kind of language surrounding women, specifically women in men's lives. So she says, "If Adina believed the boardwalk t-shirts, a woman was a ball or chain, someone stupid you're with, someone to lie to so a man can drink beer. If she believed television fathers, women were a constant pain, wanting red roses or a nice dinner out. If she learned how to be a girl from songs, it was worse. If she learned from other girls, worse still." So I thought that was interesting because it kind of speaks about the way that people talk down about women, and Adina trying to like explain the way that society treats women to her superiors on another planet kind of just points out what's right in front of us. This book almost like holds up a mirror to what we are as a culture and as a society and as a human race. So it kind of had the best elements. So there's this other book called The Ministry of Time, and my favorite thing about that book was when it explained things that exist in the earth. That one was more kind of trivial. It was things like Spotify, Tinder, bicycles, whereas Beautyland is much more analytical and philosophical in a way. And I actually preferred that. So I thought those elements were fantastic. But overall, I would remember some lines from this book, and some of the observations were pretty profound. But as a story, I don't think it was that strong. So you kind of pick it up and like read a random paragraph at a time and just be like, haha, that's funny. But did it make me want to keep picking up the book? No. So I actually finished this like a couple days later after filming the video, and that's why I never actually reviewed it. So I'm reviewing it now. So would I recommend it? It's like a maybe, you know? Anyway, back to the vlog where I was just like living my LA fantasy. My God, I cannot even begin to imagine how expensive these houses must be. I just have to say, this is straight out of my like old Tumblr mood board. This is what I always dreamed of as a teenager. And now I'm here. So cool. Also, every single place has one of these, like the security details of who does the security for their house, I guess to like ward people off. So I feel like I'm probably being picked up by every sensor being like, why is that guy filming? Why is that guy filming our house? I'm not filming our house, I'm filming me. So I feel like every single one of these agencies is going to be like trying to track me down. I promise. I come in peace. I'm actually just going to the bookstore. I truly could not be less intimidating if I tried. Guys, I'm walking and this person over here looks just like my housemate, like the hair color. To the point where I feel like I'm in a scene in a movie where, you know, when someone's like partner has died and then they keep imagining that they've seen them out and about in public and they like run after them and it turns out it's someone else. I feel like I just miss my housemate so much. Jordan, I miss you. Oh my God, no way. Hang on a minute, I've walked. I think I've walked too far. Is this an ad for the UK? Oh my God, my uni town. Sorry, this billboard for Great Britain is absolutely sending me. They've made like a Hollywood Walk of Fame, but it just says Birmingham. Here we are, Book Soup. I'm so excited. Okay, we have secured the goods. I got a book. I've been eyeing it up for a little while, but it's set in LA, so it feels like the perfect place to read it, like specifically Hollywood. So I'm gonna go to start reading it now. That bookshop was just as incredible as I remember. They had Sloane Crosley there last night, who is an author I absolutely love. I just read her book called Classic, which is talking about her memoir, which I read earlier this year. So now I wish I'd got here just one day earlier so I could have seen Sloane Crosley talking about her books that I love. And I got talking to the nicest bookseller, Toby. Shout out Toby if you're watching, and thank you for being so lovely. But that's a success. Cheers, team! I would love to know how butter becomes cultured. Does it read Dostoevsky? Let me just tell you, I don't think I've slept that well since I was like in the womb. Oh, that was such a nice sleep. Good morning. Welcome back to LA. Welcome back to the reading vlog. I appreciate no time has passed for you, but time has passed for me. I went to a dinner last night with a bunch of TikTokers. It was so nice. Everyone is just so lovely. And I genuinely don't know what time I would have slept until the housekeeping like rang the doorbell. I mean, they rang the doorbell at 8 a.m. I feel like that's quite early, but I'm actually grateful that I'm up. I opened the door and the woman literally jumped. She was like, ah, what the hell is that? And it was me. So yeah, I'm going to get up now. I'm taking this as like divine intervention that it's time to wake up and enjoy the day. I read a little bit more of this book last night. I took the dust jacket off because I'm not a psychopath. I always take the dust jacket off so it doesn't get kind of damaged, but we're sort of meeting all of the characters. So there are 6 characters and each one is kind of in contention for the Best Actress Award at the Oscars. And I'm gonna sneeze. One is like the aging legend, one is like new on the scene. There's a bit of a love triangle going on with 2 of the actresses and a mutual colleague that they share. And I read all of the perspectives last night, so we would alternate perspectives. So I read each person's perspective once, and then I think we're just going to keep going around each of the 6 actresses. And I've woken up like excited to continue reading it, which is always a good sign. Okay, it's day 2. I don't know if I fully explained like what this book is about yesterday when I bought it, but basically originally I saw this when I was in Austin. I was at the airport and I did not have enough space in my backpack to buy it, so I've had my eyes on it ever since, but I had less than 0 amount of space in my bag. I was already like absolutely like loaded up with things, and so I didn't actually have space to carry it with me at the time, and I was reading a book, so I couldn't really justify it. However, I've been thinking about it ever since, and I think if that is the case, you deserve it. It's written by Daniel Daddario, who works for Variety, and he actually helps to coordinate the Actors on Actors series that they do. So obviously he's an expert in this industry and gets all the behind the scenes tea, because already I'm seeing just from the first few chapters that he's talking also about like agents and stylists and all of the different people who kind of exist in the orbit of the most famous people in the world. So he's very switched on to those relationships, and I'm very fascinated by those dynamics. Oh, and he was also previously the television critic for Variety and for Time magazine. And I think especially in the wake of the most recent award season, which had so much drama and so much controversy, this is like calling out to me. And so I have another free day today. Like things don't kick off again today until like 5 p.m. So I think I am going to head to the gym, and I'm going to find a rooftop where I can sit and read this book in the sunshine. I need it. I need the vitamin D in order to survive. So let's pack a bag with gym stuff, trainers, the book, which I'm going to take the dust jacket off just to keep it looking pristine, and my trusty Muji pen. I have lost the lid, so I can't tell you the like thickness of this. I just keep it inside the book so that it doesn't stain, you know, everything I own. And that's pretty much it. That's what we're gonna do. Like I made abundantly clear yesterday, I love to walk, but the place I want to go to is on the other side of the city. So I am going to have to Uber. However, my compromise is that I'm gonna go to CVS en route, which is like a 15-minute walk. So we'll get my little walk in and then I'll Uber. And I also, guys, oh my God, I'm passing out. I'm on the floor. I just got a message about the most insane opportunity to interview one of my favorite music artists ever. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Their team saw that I was in LA and they reached out to me because their album launch is tomorrow. So potentially I'm gonna get to interview one of my most streamed artists on Spotify 2 years in a row. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. I'm like expecting nothing. If it does happen, I will be elated. But who knows? I'm like trying not to think about it. I'm like, if I don't think about it, then maybe it will happen. We'll see. But for now, let's continue the reading vlog. How crazy is that? Like, what are the chances this book mentions the exact bookstore that I bought it in? That is weird. Sometimes I feel like the universe gives you a sign that you're in the right place at the right time, and I'm taking it as that, or it's just a complete coincidence, but I'm gonna read into it. One element that I really like is that the chapter names, and when it tells you who the perspective is from, is displayed like a film award nomination. So it's like the actress's name and then the movie that they starred in. I thought that was smart. This one is crazy though, because this fake actress, Jenny Van Meer, is starring in a movie called The Diva, which is about the opera singer Maria, who they actually made a movie about this year with Angelina Jolie in it called Maria. So this movie, The Diva, is actually Maria in the real world, but Angelina Jolie did not get an Oscar nomination, so Jenny Van Meer swept. So we follow the we follow 6 actresses. 5 of them are nominated. 1 of them does not get a nomination for Best Actress, and it's kind of about that race. But there's also like lots of other peripheral characters as well. I'm honestly really enjoying it. Do I think it's good? I didn't say that. I said I liked it. Those are 2 different things. I mean, I was wondering if it was going to hold up to like Evelyn Hugo and I could recommend it. I think I would recommend it as one for fans of Evelyn Hugo and like Malibu Rising and that kind of thing. I don't think the writing style is as good, but it is still nice. It's readable, it's bingeable, and that's what I wanted on this trip. And I wanted to read a book set in LA, and that's what this is. It never mentions the Oscars by name, but it's about the Oscars. I mean, this is the cover. I guess for some legal reason, perhaps, they weren't allowed to say the Oscars, so instead it's always the big night, the fun awards show, the rehearsal for the big nights. These are obviously like two different award shows, maybe like the Golden Globes and the Oscars, but they're never named explicitly. Oh yeah, they're split up into the musical or comedy field and the drama field. That's definitely the Golden Globes. Okay, noted. Daniel, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I understand. And I'm gonna see how much more of this book I can read. I only have, where's the page? What page am I on? I have made it to page 217. I think I have 100 pages left. Only freaks dog ear their books. And I am one. Okay, I just got to who won. It really dragged it out. It was a little predictable. I really thought there was going to be some kind of twist. There wasn't. No spoilers, but I guess it was a satisfying end. Just maybe not as much drama as I anticipated. Finding out the winner in the book of the Golden Globes was fun, and my heart was racing. But by the time I got to the Oscars, it was so drawn out. I was like, Daniel, just tell us! Because just when you thought you were about to find out, suddenly it goes like forward in time and then back in time and da-da-da-da. So that was a little frustrating and gimmicky, I guess, but we got there in the end. So now let me gather my thoughts and then I'll review. Okay, let's talk about the talent. I liked this book. I think it's the perfect like holiday read in the way that it talks about celebrity and stardom, but it is more than that. It also speaks to lots of different, very real, very relatable human emotions, which of course all celebrities go through. They are real people. I think this really does humanize those people who are in the spotlight. And while it does occasionally poke fun at how vacuous that kind of world and superficial that world can be ostensibly, it also acknowledges the very unique predicaments that people in the public eye find themselves in, but also the very universal predicaments they find themselves in too, like unrequited love, rivalry, insecurity, the fear of aging and being, like the Taylor Swift and Phoebe Bridgers song, like nothing new. What will become of me once I've lost my novelty? That's kind of the trouble of Adria, one of the characters in this book, who's kind of like the Meryl Streep equivalent. So you have Adria, who's sort of like Meryl, nominated for basically every movie she's in. She's won Oscars multiple times. Then you have the kind of child star turned movie star. I saw her as a bit of a like Selena Gomez kind of figure. The character of Jenny kind of struck me as a bit of an Angelina Jolie equivalent. Of course, it's not like a direct comparison, but I do think there are similarities there between some of the characters and real life actresses. I glided through this. I will say if you're in a reading slump, this is a great one to read because it's fast paced. It feels kind of episodic because you see each character's perspective, but it's very satisfying because each of their lives really cross over. They are all, of course, figures in each other's lives because they are competing against one another, but also in their personal lives, they have, work arrangements where they're on the same photo shoot or they have a mutual co-star who they're both interested in. So if you love gossip, if you love Taylor Jenkins Reid, if you love the thrill of like award season, and also I love watching people win awards so much that I actually felt like this kind of was quite thrilling. I know it definitely wouldn't be categorized as a thriller, but in the scenes where you're like waiting to find out who has won the award, I was like, why is my heart racing? There are also heartbreaking moments. It's engrossing. It's kind of reassuring in a way to know that these big stars, these starlets who feel larger than life and kind of above it all and like they have the perfect outlook and the perfect experience of this world, actually feel the same anxieties and rivalries and insecurities that we all do, but just on a public stage. They have the public to answer for, not just themselves. And it feels like a very compassionate look at the industry from the perspective of someone who clearly cares so much about it. So I'm very glad that I picked up this book, and I think I'm going to be recommending it to a lot of people. And I just want to say that this feels like fate because I went to Book Soup to buy this book. I then read about Book Soup in the book, and then while I've been on this trip, I got invited to an event at Book Soup to interview Lucy Dacus, one of my favorite musicians. Boy Genius were my top artists on Spotify for like 3 years in a row, and I got the opportunity to go and meet Lucy Dacus. I'm actually just about to leave to go and do it. So sometimes I feel like the universe sends you signs that you're in the right place at the right time, and that just feels like one. Like I went to Book Soup to film this video, I read about Book Soup in the book, and now I'm invited back to Book Soup in like a professional way. Oh my God, this is insane. This life is crazy. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm so grateful for you for being here because none of this would exist without you guys. I truly have not been able to put this book down. As you have seen from this video, like I just have been absolutely binging it, and sometimes you need a book like that to just rip you out of a slump. That's what this book has been doing for me. Thank you, Daniel Daddario. Okay, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I have another full LA vlog coming of my experience of the event that I'm here to do. I'm gonna stop you right there. So I actually already uploaded that one because I finished editing it first because I still needed to finish Beautyland. So yeah, I uploaded the LA vlogs kind of in the wrong order. Sorry about that. So if you'd like to go and watch that one, it's already on my channel like 2 videos ago. It's called I Joined the Book Talk Hype House, or like the LA Book Talk the LA Book Talk Hype House. It's on my channel. Go check it out. I love that vlog, and that features the Lucy Dacus interview and stuff. So just madness. Love you. I just wanted to make a little reading vlog as well for you. So thanks for watching. Love ya. Bye bye.